June 27th, 1988, Trump Plaza Casino, Atlantic City. Donald Trump had spent millions to host what was supposed to be the biggest fight in heavyweight history. Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks, the undefeated champion versus the undefeated challenger. Don King promoted it as the fight of the century. Sugar Ray Leonard sat ringside as a commentator. 21,000 people packed into the arena. Millions more watching on pay-per-view at $35 each. The bell rang at 10:03 p.m. By 10:04 p.m. it was over. 91 seconds, the shortest heavyweight title fight in history, and the most brutal. Michael Spinks was supposed to be different. Everyone who'd faced Mike Tyson before had been destroyed by fear before they ever entered the ring. Larry Holmes, Michael Spinks' own brother Leon, Trevor Berbick, all broken men by the time they faced Tyson. But Michael Spinks wasn't supposed to be like them. He was special. Spinks had never lost a fight. 31 wins, 0 losses. He'd started as a light heavyweight, winning Olympic gold in 1976. Turned pro, dominated the division, then moved up to heavyweight and did the impossible. He beat Larry Holmes twice. Holmes, who'd been undefeated for years, who people said was unbeatable. Spinks beat him, then beat him again. Took his heavyweight title and never looked back. By 1988, Spinks was being called the lineal heavyweight champion, the real champion. Because while Mike Tyson held all the belts, Spinks had beaten the man who beat the man. In boxing, that mattered. The narrative was perfect. Tyson was the young destroyer, 21 years old, brutal, savage, but maybe too inexperienced. Spinks was the older veteran. 31 years old, smart, technical, with a team that had studied every second of Tyson's fights. They had a plan. The fight was announced in early 1988, the richest fight in boxing history at the time. Tyson would make $20 million. Spinks would make $13.5 million. Don King, promoting both fighters, would make a fortune. And Donald Trump saw an opportunity. His Trump Plaza Casino in Atlantic City could host the biggest event in sports. He paid King a huge site fee, transformed his casino into a boxing venue. This was going to put Trump Plaza on the map forever. The press conference announcing the fight was pure spectacle. Don King, with his electric hair, shouting about the greatest fight in heavyweight history. Trump standing next to him, confident, knowing this event would make headlines worldwide. Tyson sitting there, quiet, that dead-eyed stare he always had. And Spinks trying to look confident, but something in his eyes suggested he knew the truth. He knew what was coming. In the months before the fight, Tyson's team was concerned, not about Spinks's boxing ability, about Spinks's style. He was elusive, hard to hit clean, moved well for a heavyweight. Tyson's trainer, Kevin Rooney, studied the tapes obsessively. "He's going to try to outbox you," Rooney told Tyson. "Move and counter, make you miss, frustrate you. You got to cut off the ring, walk him down, make him fight." But there was something else happening that nobody was talking about publicly. Spinks was terrified. His trainer, Butch Lewis, could see it in training camp. Spinks's energy was off. His focus wasn't there. When they'd spar, Spinks would flinch when his sparring partners threw certain punches. The body language of a man who didn't want to be there. Lewis tried everything to pump Spinks up. Brought in sports psychologists, had motivational speakers visit camp, showed Spinks tapes of his own best performances, reminded him that he'd beaten Larry Holmes, that he was undefeated, that he was special. But nothing worked. Because deep down, Michael Spinks knew something that nobody wanted to admit. He wasn't supposed to fight Mike Tyson. Nobody was supposed to fight Mike Tyson. Tyson was what happened when you took everything wrong with the world and put it in a human body and taught it how to punch. June 27th arrived. Atlantic City was buzzing. Celebrities everywhere. Michael J. Fox, Jack Nicholson, Jesse Jackson, Oprah Winfrey. The arena at Trump Plaza was sold out. Every seat filled. People had paid thousands of dollars for tickets. Millions more had ordered the pay-per-view at home. This was the biggest sporting event of the year. In the dressing rooms before the fight, the contrast was stark. Tyson's room was quiet. He sat on a bench, hands already wrapped, staring at nothing. Not listening to music, not talking to his team, just sitting, existing in whatever dark place he went to before fights. His co-trainer, Kevin Rooney, knew not to disturb him. This was Tyson's ritual, becoming the monster. Spinks's dressing room was chaos, music playing, people talking. Butch Lewis trying to fire Spinks up. You're the real champion. You beat Larry Holmes. Tyson's never fought anyone like you. But Spinks wasn't responding. He sat there already in his boxing trunks, and his hands were shaking. Not from adrenaline, from fear. The ring walks began. Spinks entered first. The crowd booed. This was Tyson's crowd, Tyson's moment. Spinks climbed through the ropes, and his face was blank. No emotion, no fire, just a man doing a job he didn't want to do. In the corner, Butch Lewis was frantically giving instructions, but Spinks wasn't listening. He was staring across the ring at the empty corner, waiting. Then Tyson entered. No robe, no fanfare, just black trunks and that dead-eyed stare. The crowd exploded, 21,000 people on their feet, screaming. Tyson didn't acknowledge them, didn't wave, didn't smile, just walked to the ring like a man walking to murder someone. He climbed through the ropes and immediately locked eyes on Spinks, and that's when everyone knew. In the press section, reporters who'd covered hundreds of fights saw it. At ringside, Sugar Ray Leonard saw it. In homes around the world, people watching on pay-per-view saw it. Michael Spinks was already beaten. The fight hadn't started, and it was over. The referee called both fighters to the center for instructions. Tyson stared at Spinks, didn't blink, didn't look away. Spinks tried to match the stare but couldn't. His eyes darted away, down, to the side, anywhere but at Tyson. They touched gloves. Tyson hit Spinks's gloves hard. Aggressive, a warning. Spinks pulled his hands back like he'd been burned. The bell rang. 10:03 p.m. Tyson came out fast, no feeling out process, no jab to establish distance, just straight aggression. Spinks tried to circle, tried to box, threw a jab that Tyson walked through like it wasn't there. Then Tyson threw his first real punch, a right hand to the body. It landed like a sledgehammer. Spinks's face contorted in pain. His hands dropped instinctively to protect his ribs. That's when Tyson threw the right uppercut. From the basement, through Spinks's lowered guard, caught him flush on the chin. Spinks's head snapped back, his legs went. He stumbled to the side, grabbed the ropes. The crowd was on its feet. 30 seconds into the fight, and Spinks was already hurt. The referee gave Spinks a standing 8 count, looked in his eyes. "You okay to continue?" Spinks nodded, but his eyes told a different story. They said he wanted to quit, wanted to walk away, wanted to be anywhere but in that ring. The referee waved them back in. Tyson didn't wait, walked straight forward, threw a left hook that Spinks tried to avoid. Couldn't. It caught him on the temple. Then Tyson threw a right hand, then another left hook, 3 punches, all landed, all with bad intentions. Spinks went down, not stumbling, not wobbling, down hard, face first on the canvas. The referee rushed in, started counting. Spinks tried to get up, made it to his hands and knees. The count reached 8. Spinks pushed himself up, standing. The referee looked at him, wiped his gloves. "You want to continue?" This time, Spinks's answer wasn't certain. He nodded slowly, but everything about his body language said no. The referee waved them back in. Tyson came forward again, no hesitation, no mercy. He threw a combination, left hook, right cross, left hook. The right cross landed clean. Spinks went down again. This time he didn't get up right away, laid on the canvas for a moment. The referee didn't even bother counting. He waved his arms, fight over, technical knockout, 91 seconds, the arena erupted, 21,000 people screaming, some in celebration, some in shock. At ringside, Sugar Ray Leonard sat with his mouth open. He'd never seen anything like this. Don King stood up, trying to look excited, but you could see the disappointment. This was supposed to be a war, a back-and-forth classic. Instead, it was a massacre. In the ring, Tyson didn't celebrate, didn't raise his arms, didn't showboat, just walked to his corner like he'd done a job. Business, nothing special. Spinks lay on the canvas for another few seconds before his corner rushed in, helped him up, walked him back to his corner. The fight had lasted 91 seconds. Spinks looked like he'd been in a war. Donald Trump, sitting at ringside, looked stunned. He'd paid millions for this event, promoted it as the fight of the century. 91 seconds. The pay-per-view customers were furious. They'd paid $35 to watch a minute and a half of action. The undercard fights had lasted longer than the main event. In the post-fight interview, a reporter asked Tyson how it felt to destroy an undefeated champion so quickly. Tyson's answer was classic. "I knew he was scared when I saw him in the ring. I could smell the fear. After that, it was just a matter of time." When asked about the 91 seconds, Tyson shrugged. That's how long it took. Spinks's interview was heartbreaking. I don't know what happened. He hit me and He couldn't finish sentences, couldn't process what had just occurred. His undefeated record, gone. His lineal championship, gone. His reputation, destroyed, all in 91 seconds. Michael Spinks never fought again. 31 years old, in his prime, one loss. But that one loss was so devastating, so complete, that he retired immediately, walked away from boxing forever. Because what was the point? If Mike Tyson could do that to him in 91 seconds, what was left? The Tyson-Spinks fight became legendary, not for being a great fight, but for being the perfect example of intimidation, of psychological warfare, of one man breaking another before they ever touched. Spinks was beaten in the dressing room. The 91 seconds in the ring was just making it official. This is the power of psychological domination, how fear can defeat you before the fight even starts. Spinks was undefeated, talented, smart. But 91 seconds with Mike Tyson ended his career. If this story moved you, smash that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. Share this with someone who needs to understand that confidence beats talent when talent isn't confident. Drop a comment about the shortest fight you've ever seen. Hit that notification bell for more legendary boxing stories that prove sometimes the real fight happens in your mind before your fists ever get involved.